Hi everyone, it's me Darlene here with a video finally. I'm going to fill you in on a few things. This is going to be fairly quick because I'm getting ready to go out pretty soon and I really wanted to have a video for you guys today. Today is July 5, 2023 and I want to let you guys know because I do talk about my siblings at times. I want to let you guys know that one of my brothers died on the 3rd, on July 3, again 2023. His name is Sonny. It's actually Roland Michaud Jr., but it is Sonny to anyone who might be watching this from Maine or any relatives who might be watching. It was kind of unexpected. Now, here's the history with Sonny and my relationship with him. Sonny was the oldest. He was 17 years older than me. My mother's first 4 children, 3 boys and then my sister, they were born within 5 years. My mother was busy. And then I came along 12 years later. So there's a 12-year gap. Hang on. That would have been my sister. Okay, so there was a 12-year gap. My mother did have a stillborn. She carried a baby 9 months, full term, and it was stillborn. So there would have been somebody separating that gap. It would have been a brother. His name was Robert. Okay, so all my brothers start with R. Roland Jr., Richard, Ronald, and then that boy would have been Robert, and then my sister and I are both D names, Dolores and Darlene. So, not that you needed to know any of that. Sonny and I, of course, I knew him as a child. He didn't leave Sanford until I was maybe like 11 or 12. And at the time, he was seeing a woman. Her name is Dolores. Also, 2 Doloreses, 1 family. Hers is spelled differently. And so that would end up being his wife, and then his ex-wife, and then his wife again, and then his ex-wife. But in all that time, they never really separated. So I knew him as a teenager. I did see him when I would visit my other brother Rick in Houston, he's just outside of Houston, still in that area. So I got to see him throughout the years, and there were times that they visited Maine. And we did have lengthy phone calls back in the day when I drank, because, you know, when you're a drunk, you call anybody and you talk for a really long time. And so I knew him fairly well, but we just didn't see each other a lot. He was also an alcoholic who did not stop drinking throughout his life. And so, you know, near the end, it kind of got sometimes difficult to talk with him because he would get really upset and angry and things like that. So probably, you know, for the past 5 years, I was pretty much estranged from him. I mean, I would have talked to him, but if he was drunk, I would just say, "We can't talk, son," and I would just, you know, hang up and stuff like that. So after my mother died, about a year after, I started thinking about him and, you know, just feeling bad that, you know, we had lost that much connection, and I thought, I'll give it a try. So we probably have been talking almost daily for the past 3 months. And through me talking to him, my other siblings were able to talk to him too, because we all kind of like dropped the ball. And now I'm glad that that happened, because I guess it was meant to be that we were all 3 of us going to reconnect. Oh, my brother Ronald, there is Ronald, but he died in 2006. Alcoholism. It runs in the family. But not my parents. My parents didn't drink. You know, so I don't know, but they made us crazy enough to all drink. I don't even know where I just left off. So let's just start here. It's because I'm trying so hard to hurry up and get this all out. So I was able to talk to my brother for a few months. And it's funny that sometimes I can, you know, sit here and record for an hour with no distractions. And I'm trying to make this a quick video and I'm constantly being distracted. So it's just the way it goes. I don't know what else I wanted to say. I talked to my brother for the past few months. He was very unhappy, very unhappy. He had had a stroke, a slight stroke, maybe 6+ months ago. His memory was going. I'm sure the alcohol from, you know, all these years of drinking. He was 79. He was going to be 80 in December. I'm sure that didn't help. And so the calls went good as long as he was sober, or at least sober-ish. He didn't drink every single, you know, day from morning to night. And when it was good, it was very good. except that he did repeat a lot, and stuff like that because of his memory. And he couldn't quite remember that I live in Mississippi now, nor did he know I ever lived in Maine, that kind of thing. In his head, I was in Texas. Now, I was in Texas for 3 years. Oh, yeah, so I got to see him quite a bit when I was living with my husband in Texas for 3 years. We would visit and stuff like that. So in his head, I was in Texas, and it made it sad because he kept asking me to take him out. Please just take me for a ride, and I'd have to say, Sonny, I'm not near you. I'm in Mississippi, So it was sad because he was just miserable, and I was very well aware of it. I mean, he made it very clear that he didn't like his life. And then all of a sudden, a few days before he died, he had a massive stroke that went to his brain stem, affected his brain stem. I don't know too much of all what that means, but he was not conscious at all, and he wasn't sedated. He had lost, they said he would never, he would be paralyzed, and he was also suffered a heart attack and had no DNR, so they revived him from that, and they put him on a breathing tube. And then it quickly, happened that we discovered, since his wife, and I always call her his wife, and my sister-in-law, she's not an ex to me because I've known her since I was a kid, so, and she's still the one handling things. But since they weren't married, they needed a next of kin, so I became the next of kin. So we put a DNR in place, but I was doing what his wife wants, what she wanted. And so, and then he still had the breathing tube, and it took a couple days for us to adjust to all of that. And then on the 3rd, the breathing tube came out at 2 p.m. and he died at 8 p.m. that night. So he is now comfortable. He never was able to do anything after that stroke. I mean, he never woke up once. He never moved. None of that stuff. So that's Sonny. And like I said, he was 79 and he was the oldest in the family. So that's 2 brothers out of 3. I have still my brother Rick and of course my sister Dolores. And I still have a sister-in-law, Dolores. I have a sister-in-law, Beverly. So that's the family. And okay, so I just wanted to let you guys know that because I know that there are people from Maine watching, and some of you knew my brother. So at least when you went to school with him. That's all I'm going to say about that, and just wanted to let you know because sometimes I do reference my family, and so now you know that he's my second brother to die. Now I want to just tell you what Derek and I did for the 4th of July. I have learned that I'm still very nervous, anxious, filled with anxiety when there's a holiday. Somewhat like I used to be when the sun was shining, but I'm past that. I like the sunshine now, and I think it's because I get it often, and I don't feel like I am missing out on anything because I'm going out more than I probably have in my entire life. So I'm good with the sunshine, but holidays don't come as often. And I feel very pressured to be happy for the holiday or to be doing something, especially with 4th of July. It's like the fireworks. I don't really care to go to the fireworks, but I feel like I need to go to the fireworks. And it was a Tuesday, and there was nothing to do. And I could have gone to a couple of bars. I would have had to go alone. I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to feel even more sad by being out alone, and it wasn't Hadley's. And so I talked to Derek and I said, do you want to see the fireworks? And we didn't have Skylar. She was with her mom for this holiday. They alternate holidays, so this year was her year. Derek, just saved the night. I had so much fun, such a nice time with him. He said, how about this? He said, he didn't want to go see the fireworks either. It just didn't tempt him. He said, how about I take you to Tunica and show you all the casinos that I played in, but they're all like it's like almost like a ghost town there now. But when he was living in Nashville, they used to play the casinos here in Mississippi, in Tunica. And there's like 4 or 5 of them that are not even standing anymore. They've been knocked down. There's a whole bunch that are there, but one of them was boarded up. A couple of others had just some cars. So the only ones that are still like up and running is Horseshoe and Gold Star. But he says, I'll take you for a ride there. I want to show you the whole strip, all the bars that I used to play at. I love stuff like that so much. I loved going for that ride and just having him show me things. It was just the perfect thing for us to do on a holiday that I was trying to just get through, you know? And then his friend Manny, also my friend, he's a friend that I met when I started coming here to visit Skylar when she was a wee little 1-year-old, 1.5 years old is I think the first time that I came to see her. She was 1.5. And Manny was their neighbor and good friend, and so I've known Manny for like 12 plus years. And he was playing at Gold Star. And so we went in to visit him. We listened to 2 sets. And then we and there's no dancing there. There can be if it's a weekend, but it's the bar. The band is behind the bar, and then there's the bar, and then there's like a space, and then there's tables. So not a good place to go dancing, but it was fun just to go hear Manny. And then I told Derek, I said, when we get home, we had planned this too. I went out and got chicken wings. I said, after we go out, would you like me to come to your place, cook chicken wings right there so they're fresh and hot for you, and maybe we could watch some Netflix. He said yes. So I shopped before we took off, and then when we got back, he dropped me off and at my apartment, and I gathered the groceries that I had purchased and brought them to his place while he went to get seltzer. He had no seltzer. And I ended up having a seltzer. Oh my God. It was like, not just water, because for the past couple of months, all I've had is water. And I'm not against having a seltzer once in a while. I just don't care to buy that anymore. So when I go over his place, I'll treat myself to a seltzer. And so when he got back, the chicken was cooking, and we had chicken wings. We had a dip that he loves that I made up. It's with sour cream, and I've even added what I put in there. I put hot sauce, Tabasco sauce, this chili lime seasoning that I get at Dollar Tree, extra cayenne pepper, even though it's in that seasoning, little pinch of salt, some minced onion, and this time I added horseradish, which is really, really good. And I think that was it. And you stir that up, and it is yummy. And I got pork rinds for that. And I did have some pork rinds and some of the dip. The dip is carnivore. It's sour cream. I don't do that often at all because I just prefer to just stick to beef and butter, which is my choice. It doesn't have to be that to be carnivore or high-fat carnivore. It's just what I like the most. But I did have, I had some chicken wings. I had, like I said, some pork rinds with the dip. And then I had a seltzer. I took a peach seltzer. It's just peach flavoring. There's no sweeteners. I do not drink sweetened drinks. I don't care what kind of sweet it is. Oh, and pepperoni. I had some pepperoni in the freezer from the last time I went there. So I heated up some pepperoni, and that was really, really good with the chicken wings. And I stayed there till like 10:30. We watched a little bit of a comedian that I wanted them to see, and then episodes 1 and 2 of the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. And I do like documentaries, and I can watch anything. But my brother Rick said, you have to watch that documentary. You're going to really like it. And then Derek, while we were in Tunica, was like, I know what we can watch tonight. I'd like to watch. He's already seen it. He wanted to see it with me. And yeah, and it's good. I like the lives of people, and it's just interesting. So we watched Netflix together, and there were no fireworks because it rained. They're tonight, but I'm going out tonight, so I won't be watching the fireworks. I'll be out dancing instead. I prefer that. So I just wanted to let you guys know, fill you in on my brother, and let you know what we did last night. It was really nice to just hang out with just Derek, and just Derek, and to be out and not in a bar for a change. Just to be, well, we did. We actually saw a band playing, but I didn't dance. I danced a little bit, okay? I danced a little bit right by the table in front of 2 women who were playing the slot machines or whatever they were doing back there. At least I got to hear some music. But yeah, it's not like when I go out. So that's it, you guys. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back with more soon. Bye.